Hey guys, MC Mora here. So Capcom had just put out the Street Fighter 6 character guide for Viper. This is a demonstration video that they always do. We have already seen like a fair bunch of gameplay for Viper, but I haven't seen this guide yet. Maybe we'll learn something new. It always kind of struck me as weird, like the order that Capcom releases information. So they put out the teaser trailer and then the gameplay trailer, and that's fine. But then we get like full matches, and then they put out the character guide. And at that point, I feel like the character guide is usually redundant because we already seen like full matches and people are able to like break down stuff. But anyways, let's check out the character guide. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super interested in Viper. Her design as a character is super cool. I never was like a super big fan of her gameplay in Street Fighter 4. Mostly like the gameplay style, where Viper is like a very jumpy, very aggressive type of character, which is not really what I typically play. But I mean, take a look at her; she looks amazing. So obviously, we're gonna check her out. And seismos are so interesting. What we actually got to learn is that seismos are low in this game. So from people who got to play the game, people who got to test it, seismo is low, which is very interesting. Now, you may think that seismos are totally new in this game, and I don't want to give Capcom any ideas, like we already have a move kind of like that, the JP spikes, but hey, I don't want JP spikes to be low, but her seismos being low is actually like really good. And her grab animation look really cool. There's actually been a lot of talk about Viper animations in general, like the idle stance. Some people really like it, some people are not the biggest fan of it. I feel like her idle stance is the way it is simply because of the jacket. Like if she's holding like a fighting stance, she's assuming like something like this, maybe like the jacket will get in the way. Maybe that's just my theory. I don't know. Love it or hate it, whatever, right? But there is some discussion there, right? Light and medium will thirst for it. It doesn't have that much range. I wonder if there is any so lights or medium, both of them are, they're saying like both of them are good for combos, and the range on them seems somewhat similar. So I'm wondering, why would you want to use the medium over the light or the light over the medium? Like what makes each of them work differently? Because I imagine that you're only getting like the heavy. Typically the heavy is going to be like the fastest one, I think. And probably you're going to use the heavy out of the light attacks. So I wonder, why would you want to use the medium or the light? We've seen the light go under fireballs, right? We've seen that, but it doesn't seem to go that far as well. So we'll see. Yep. Actually, I want to see how late she does that. Fairly late. Because if you don't know, there are two types of anti-air specials in Street Fighter 6. There is uppercuts, DPs, and with these sort of moves, the invincibility, the air invincibility kicks in on frame 1. But then we have moves like Rashid's Spinning Mixer, like Kimberly's Tatsu, that have iframes, but when the move is active. So instead of being active on like frame 1, it will be active on like frame 8, frame 9. And that makes them like much harder to use as an anti-air. You are more likely to getting stuffed. So I wonder how her Thunder Knuckles is gonna be, but she seemed to be doing it fairly late. So maybe it's an early, if it's frame 1 anti-air, that's gonna be really good. Combos from light, yeah, that makes sense. Careful can be blocked, yeah, obviously it's unsafe. That makes sense. look to me like the light version have a little bit more corner carry. See, Chun-Li is at a further distance. The medium seemed to leave Viper right on top of them. The medium ender, she's very close. She is like very, very close. She's point blank. So it seems like the medium version is actually the preferred version. Nice. Visually, obviously, we'll know when we get to play her more, but it seems like the medium version is the one that gives the best Oki. That's what it seems like. Is to perform feint to moves and mix in real attacks. Oh yeah. Nice. Burning kick. Her theme is kind of weird, but it's good actually. I kind of like it. Like I'm hearing more and more of it. I'm getting used to it. Light, medium, heavy, travel varying distances. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Wow. Nice. So in that sequence, Viper used a bar to force the opponent to block, but the opponent almost lost a bar as well, so almost like you're trading off a bar for a bar. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Obviously, if they parry, they gain the bar. Damn, that ender looks so cool. I had a combo naturally, yeah. So this will frame trap. So one thing that is interesting about this is that we saw this being able to frame trap. So that right here is a frame trap between the burning kick and the double burn, like the drop kick thing she does. So because it's a frame trap, because there is a gap there, it means that the opponent can act, right? Now technically Viper is in the air, so are they gonna be able to uppercut this gap? If someone have an invincible move that's frame 1, maybe they're gonna be able to uppercut the gap, but maybe that would be unsafe because if she didn't commit to the burning kick, she would be able to block the uppercut in time. Maybe they're gonna be able to drive impact it. Maybe they're gonna be able to like go for a parry, tap parry, and then drive rush if she doesn't. There is a mix here. This move will have some mix-up potential, both for Viper and for the aggressor. Nice. That looks so cool. That looks so cool. Aerial burning kick. Yep. Light goes straight down, medium and heavy, maintain your jump momentum. Alright. So, yeah. Nice. The air burning kick was so good, Street Fighter 4. Yep. Wow. That is a gigantic cross-up hitbox. Nice. Nice. So overdrive is just more damage. I don't think it's gonna be used that much. Seismic Hammer, that is a seismic. Man, she looks so cool. I swear, Viper is the coolest looking character in the game. Like her skin, her costume is so good, dude. Looks so cool. So Seismo in this game is either gonna be super good, super bad, or super bad, because remember that this is a game where the opponent can parry and then drive rush. And here's the thing: can you Seismo and super jump cancel if they happen to perfect parry? If not, if the perfect parry will negate your ability to super jump cancel and they can parry and then drive rush, I don't know. Clench those butt cheeks. I just heard this. Clench those cheeks because this baby can send shockwave. Oh my god. Clench those cheeks. You can also feint the attack. Yeah, that's so good. Nice. Overdrive can be really good for. It will combo from mediums. Yeah. In this game, you actually get to combo meterless Seismo from heavy punch, I believe, or crouching heavy punch. That's actually kind of really good. High jump consume 1 bar of drive stop, but can be used in the blink of eye, used after normal attack or Seismic Hammer to give you that kind of mobility. So here's the one thing I find really interesting about the super jump is that you're gonna be able to like Seismic Hammer and then combo. Now what's really interesting here is that, let's actually go back to the drive gauge, right? So what's really interesting is that in this game, when you use a drive rush in a combo or you drive rush cancel, you don't regain drive gauge. Like you're locked out from being able to regain drive gauge for a time, or if it's a DRC, you just don't get drive back for the remainder of the combo unless you go for like a level 3, right? But Viper here is going for a super jump, and then she's hitting Chun-Li, right? And on this hit, she's already gaining drive back. So when you do something like Seismo into jump into burning kick, you spend 1 bar, but because you continued on the combo, you got like a half a bar back already. So it's like 1 bar cancel, but not really, because on the combo, or even if you happen to get the block on contact, you are already gaining drive immediately. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, but like you'll immediately regenerate drive. That's actually really good for her. I feel like that's gonna be vital. And when you think of like the Thunder Knuckle enders and just enders in general, you're pretty much trading the drive rush on Wake Up Oki for a better knockdown so that you don't need to drive rush. Right, so it's interesting. Focus force, that's the focus attack. Produce a protective barrier, protective absorber attack. This attack, right? That looks cool. That looks so much cooler than her elbow focus attack thing. If you hold down the attack, the armor is also extended and will be more advanced situation after. And her combo structure looks so cool in this game. That looks so slow. That looks so slow. It's cool though. Nice. The OG costume. And they got Cammy. Push C.Viper heal to near overload. That is the level 1. That's a cool costume. Yeah, and this pretty much gives you like all of the jump cancel and stuff. Look at how much damage that was. That's a lot of damage. Meterless, that was a ton of damage. So yeah, this is one thing they thought about where in Burnout. Yeah. So one thing that's actually really interesting about this super. Here's what I find really interesting. So Viper enters this install state, right? And unlike Mai, where she gets a finite number of moves to use, Viper enter a timer state. And sure, she's getting the super jump, sure she's getting the extension without drive, but Viper is not getting meter. See this? Like she's not gaining any bar. By the end of the timer, she returned to 1 bar only. So it is a buff, but it's a nerf because her buff come at the cost of not being able to farm meter, right? And all of these combos she's doing, like every time she's hitting Cammy here, after the install, they are not letting Cammy regenerate meter. This is a meter setting, but Cammy is getting bar all the time. Cammy probably got like 50% of his super meter on this combo, while Viper is getting nothing, right? But she gets to keep her drive gauge, which I find to be like an interesting meter trade-off. That to me is really interesting. And maybe that is a way to balance Mai. Maybe instead of giving Mai a stock of moves, maybe just make her on a timer so that she's not getting meter. That actually is a very smart way to balance it without breaking the thing. And in Burnout, see, that is better for her because she starts getting meter again. Why? Because she's gonna need the meter, because she needs the invincible moves. So using the high jump or the follow-up attack immediately could be good for her because it let her have defensive options again. That is really clever. I feel like that is a really clever design. I really, really like it. Mission complete. Moves that make use of C.Viper's full gadgets. That's obviously level 2. Alright. I think this level 2 look really cool, but I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like it needs a screen shake at the end. It needs something to sell the impact. Like, especially like the final hit, like this look cool, but at this part, this ends very abruptly. It feels like maybe like the Ultra Street Fighter 4 Super, maybe she should slide up to the screen shake here. There needs to be some sort of impact. There is an impact missing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's just me, but it feels that way to me. It doesn't feel right, you know? It feels like it's lacking something. Maybe that's just me though. Although the animation is super cool, but I feel like there is an effect lacking at the end to sell the hit. That is the level 3. Nice. Damn, missed shots. That pose at the end is so cool. That looks so cool. Reminds me of Vanessa. Ora, body, appa. I love that sort of stuff, dude. That is the Vanessa thing where she's like... And obviously that is a critical art. Bam! 90. Ooh, she fall on her neck. Did you see that? Ouch. Ow. Oh my god, Cammy. Oh my god. Damn. What an ending screen. Miss shots. They should have ended it here. That actually looks cooler, but the impact look actually kind of cool as well. I don't know. The OG skin looks really, really cool. Anyways, Viper obviously looks amazing, and I love that she shows a Grace Hill thing here where she's like burning it. That's actually kind of interesting. Viper looks really cool. She have a lot of interesting dynamics going on, and I'm really interested in picking her up and seeing what we can do. I just did the Ken guide. I just did the Kimberly guide. I don't know if I'm gonna do like we'll see. Let's pick up Viper, see what she got in store for us. I'm gonna be playing Kimberly until Viper comes out, and let's see what we have. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.